Hello, everyone. I think we are live right now.
Oh, hello. Good
Yes,
afternoon,
Lou,
everyone.
just to check, are we live now in Kumu, YouTube, and also in um Kumu, YouTube, and Facebook?
Hold on, Jen. In Kumu, we are not yet live. Hold on, just checking for a while.
Yes. Okay. So, hello, everyone. Good afternoon to all of our viewers out there.
Hello, hello, hello. How was your weekend, everyone?
Yeah. So, we are now live in Facebook and also in YouTube. So, hi, we do have now our followers. Hold on, let me just check in here. So yes. Wow, so we do have so we are now really live in Facebook. So we do have Jerome Baliena who's coming from Code Go. So hello everyone, Jerome. So yes, we are still checking first. We're gonna be giving like a shout out later on for our viewers, but we still need to check if we are live on our other platform.
Hold on, guys.
Okay. So hello everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Jen.
Hello, everyone. I am Lou and I am with Jen.
Yeah, so we are part of the Gen Z career. So I know, guys, that usually, new faces again. So basically, Jamie is really our host for today.
Mhm.
So right now, so it's just Jamie, Jen, and Lou. So yeah, so basically, we're just gonna be, alternating, guys. So hello, everyone, for those of our viewers in Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and for those who are viewers coming from in Facebook, YouTube, and in Kumu app. Hello
Yeah.
to you, everyone. Good afternoon. So, first things first, I know, guys, that you are kind of excited and you do have now like an idea what is our topic all about. I know that you can see it on our captions, our posters, so on and so forth, and especially to those watchers like from our viewers coming from Code Go. So I know that you're kind of excited. What is this all about? But basically, first things first, we would love to blog just the following items like the events and previous events what we have here with Tache. Okay, so
Gotcha.
first things
Yes.
first, last Saturday. So last Saturday, so shout out to all Cebu rock stars. So who joined us last Saturday, June 24 at Island Central, Insular Square, Tabok, Mandaue. So yeah, so
Yes.
we did had, the first ever on-site job fair of Tache Outsourcing Services Incorporated. So we are in Mandaue. So thank you so much for those who visited us, who visited our booth, had a chance to know more about Tache and applied or had an interview on the spot in there. So yes, so guys, please follow our social media pages. Hindi natin alam why next time we're not just in Cebu, but we are also in Luzon and other some parts of Mindanao. Okay, so again, thank you and shout out to those candidates who have visited us last Saturday when we had our job fair. And of course, a huge shout out to the Peso team. We had a partnership with them and we have joined a specific job fair. It's because of their in coordination with our Peso Dollar Region 7. Thank you so much, Peso Mandawi team. And of course, if you missed the on-site job fair, there
Mhm.
is also like a job fair which is virtually all in our to all in our the whole Philippines. So it's a virtual career fair. Let me share that one to you. So here, so this Friday, so please mark your calendars. We do have like a virtual job fair this coming Friday, June 30th, 2023 from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Don't forget to pre-register. Our comment box is, we were going to be dropping a lot of registrations forms on our comment box to make sure and to check that there is a link in here, okay? So yeah, so again guys, please, for those aspiring professionals in accounting and finance, administrative, offshores, digital marketing, e-commerce, IT and software, customer service. Hello, hello to you guys. We are looking for you. You might be the next rock star who are going to be
Yeah.
joining our community. So please don't forget to join us on June 30, 2023, this coming Friday, which is from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Please visit our official Facebook page, which is Tache Careers on Facebook. And then just we do have here the registration, and check also our comment section below guys, okay? So make sure to pre-register on our June 30 virtual job fair, okay? So again, not just the on-site job fair or the virtual job fair. Since we're just talking really about the UI UX IT and software summit, I'm going to be flashing here like a specific special plugins with regards with our IT and software hiring. So hello everyone. So for those who are watching who are IT professionals, we are really looking for you. So Lou, can you please share like our hirings for
Sure.
our IT and software division. So guys, you can send your applications to recruitment@tache.ph. If you want to be part of our Rockstar community, then please do submit your applications to recruitment at tache.ph. So we're looking for account manager for logistics industry. Yes, IT operations coordinator, full stack developer. So for those full stack developers out there, we are looking for you. IT help desk support specialist, senior desktop engineer, senior IT engineer, and senior web developer or AI engineering. So for those positions that I or roles that I have mentioned, if you have those specific experience, please don't forget to join us on our job fair this Friday, or you can send your applications to recruitment at tache.ph. Okay? Thank you so much. So, again, guys, those are the events that we want to share with you guys. So, please don't forget to always follow our social media pages. We are active in Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and also in YouTube. You can check and follow, subscribe to our social media pages so that you are so that you can be prioritized, okay? So if ever we do have like social media, or if we do have job fairs, okay? So yeah, so we do have here a lot of questions coming from here, like what who is Tache? They are from CodeGo, and they are applying. One in here who's wanting to apply as a social media, or I mean a full stack developer. So hello, hello to you out there, okay? So guys, are you ready for our episode? I think we are on our episode 29 here in our KUMU show. So guys, for those who are just, their first time to know about Tache, or their first time to see our live stream. So guys, Tache, we do have every Monday live stream. It's what we call the Gen C show. C stands for careers. So every Monday at exactly 5 p.m., we do have like a 1 hour to talk about different topics. So just this month, since last week we have like partnership from CodeGo. Like last week, we talked about being like a web developer, and right now it's all about being a user experience and a graphic designer, so on and so forth. So every Monday, we do have a different topic. It's either like we do have like external speakers coming from those rock stars, um community partners, and also our very own rockstar employees. They were going to be sharing their experiences here in Tache. How did they land a specific job? How did they ace this specific career? And to give you tips also on how to be much more experienced with regards with your aspiring careers. Okay, so now again, without further ado, I would love now to call the speaker for today's live stream. Okay, so I know the Code Go people right here are so excited that they were going to be seeing again one of their rock star professors. Okay, so our speaker for today, so she is a user experience and a graphic designer. She has been in this field for so long, and she is also one of the rock stars professors with Code Go. So I would like to call Miss Miffy Rojas. Hi, Miss Miffy.
Hey, good evening,
Yes,
everyone.
hi, Miss Miffy. Good afternoon. So, Miss
Afternoon.
Miffy, yes, can you please say hi and hello, especially there are a lot of people in here coming from Code Go. They are so proud that they are from Code Go. They are dropping their badges and they are also proud that they came from Code Go. So we would love for you to acknowledge them. Say hi and hello, guys. Here is Miss Miffy. I know she's your previous professor and teacher
Hello.
before.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone who's watching, especially for or to my students. And yeah, how's everyone's doing? How is everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing great. Medyo kinakabahan lang ako because it's my first time to speak.
Yeah.
But
Okay. Yes, I know. Aside from doing really, really like a lecture with your students, so this is your kind of first time to be on a live stream. So thank you
yes.
so much, Miss Miffy, to for choosing Tachi Careers, for you to be able to to express more or to get to know more about what's Code Go, and basically also like to talk about your experience and expertise. Okay. So first things first, this is for our viewers which is not affiliate of CodeGo, like our followers here in Facebook, in all of our social media platforms. So we would like to know like who is or what is CodeGo, what are your services?
Yep. Sure. Basically, CodeGo, it's a learning boot camp. It's based here in Manila. It usually offers a 12-week program. Their main service is really more on teaching coding, but at the same time, they also offer UX design. Um,
Mm.
and then, even if you have zero knowledge in coding or UX design, it really doesn't matter because um, we teach end to end, right?
Mm-mm.
So, and even though you're a non-IT graduate or a career shifter or a student, no problem at all. So yeah, from the last bootcamp that I had for Code Go, I actually have like different different professions. So some of them they've came from like they're nursing graduate, they're non IT professionals. So yeah.
Okay, so sounds great. So basically, it's a Code Go, guys. So again, it's a boot camp, and Miss Miffy is one of the rock stars, also professors out there. So Miss Miffy, do you have any upcoming boot camps?
I do have currently. It started last end of May, and I
End
think
of
it will
May.
last for 4 to 5 months.
Okay, and when will be the next boot camp, Miss Miffy, for those aspiring viewers who wanna join or avail Code Go?
Currently, I don't have the schedule yet, but they can definitely email. So maybe they can just check out our website.
Okay, so guys, you've heard that one, okay? So, Miffy, for the Code Go, is it just really about the UX or UI, or do you have any other industries for a specific boot camp?
Usually web development. I think, if I'm not mistaken, front end, back end. But my expertise really is more on the UX design side.
UX design. Okay, so for those web developer, front end, back end, and then also user experience, professionals out there, experts, rock stars, if you wanna be part of their bootcamp, so please do follow CodeGo and check their services. Okay, so Miss, so I know that there are a lot still of things like happening here in the chat box. They would really want to give like a shout out. So okay, so first before we're gonna be discussing about the advantages of this specific UX or UI, I would just like also to have like a quick shout out from Ralph. He's from batch WD 55. So hello to you, Ralph. Thank you so much. And then also we have here Mr. Jerome Baliana from WD 47P section or batch. And we also have here Mr. AA Dasalia from WD 65P. Let's go. Okay, so I think majority of really of our viewers today are coming from Code Go. Thank you so much, guys. Please don't forget to follow and subscribe to our social media pages. Okay, so to start with, Miss Mifi, so our topic for today is all about the benefits of, like, for example, like being I mean, like, on the importance of being, user design in product creation and how it can impact user engagement. Okay, so to start things first, I know most of your students, they are familiar already with user experience, right? They know what's UX, what's UI, what's the difference on this one. But I would like to, for you to take a moment with this, Mifi. Like, basically, when we say UI or UX, so what's the meaning of that one? And then how was it, important with regards with the industries right now?
Yeah. Well, in simple terms, UX basically stands for user experience. So it's basically how we experience a particular product or service, and of course, it also involves the process of creating experiences. So as much as possible, we create experiences that's user friendly, usable for the actual users who's going to use the product. It could be digital, it could be physical. So digital meaning like websites, mobile applications, web applications, or even physical products. So for some of you guys who doesn't really know about UX, I just want to share this quick question that I received in the past. This is a very common question that I received in the past. So the question is that is it similar to web design? So yeah, just to answer it, right? So for me, it's really more than that. It's not just about doing web design, but more on understanding what the user needs, what
Mm.
their challenges are, and then if you know already, if you learned about those challenges and needs, you apply it on how you design the actual product. So yeah, basically that's that's
That's
the main
yes,
idea.
that's really like the difference between a UX and then also a user interface and also web designing. But basically, what's the difference between, we say, UI and UX, Miss Mifi?
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that, Jen. So basically, when we talk about user experience, UX, that's the overall experience. But
Mm.
in terms of UI, user interface, that's just one aspect in overall UX or UX, user experience. That's the aesthetic part of it. That's the beautification. That's how it looks. So like the colors, um, the layout, how you look at the product, the first impression on the product itself. So yeah, so just to sum it up, UI is basically part of the overall user experience.
Okay, it's really like the overall part of the user experience. So again, that answers the questions. So mostly, like, it's because, like, usually when they were gonna be like checking something, like, what's the difference between UI? What's the difference between UX? Is it design? It's just the same with the graphic designing, web designing, or any other designing. So yeah, thank you so much for that one, Miss Mifi. So may I know also, like, do you have like any, like, experiences, or when we say that, what's your, expertise on how many years you've been doing UX or, UI designing? How did you start doing on that?
Yeah. Well, I started as a graphic artist, like 10 to 12 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. But in the UX field itself, I've been here for like 7 years. But yeah, I am a design graduate. I do have 10 years of experience in design, but on the actual UX, it's like 7 years. So I started working in an agency, UX agency, with different projects, for example, different industries. And after that, I've been into fintech industry and then banking industry, and now I'm currently in a healthcare industry for e-commerce. Yeah.
For e-commerce, you've been also to fintech and everything. So basically, you have had an experience doing graphic designing and then also UI designing on a different type of industry. So you can really relate if this specific design is really with regards with an e-commerce, if this is really design is with regards with healthcare, so on and so forth. So that's how you have really started your your career basically in this one. So for you viewers out there who can really relate to Miss Miffy, who was started also as being a graphic designer, so you can drop down here your name and then so that we can give us a shout out. Okay, so now let's go now with regards with the technicalities of being like um a UX designer. So Lou.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Jen, for giving me the floor. So, before I go to the next question, Jen, I would just like to give a shout out to our 25 KUMU viewers. So, hello, everyone. Welcome. And now, my question to you, Miss Mifi, is that actually while you were talking a while ago with Jenny, you mentioned about some of your students have transitioned from being a nursing student to now being interested in UX and UI, and you yourself as well, being a graphic designer before to now being a UX expert, I would say. So I'm just really curious to know first, how was your transition from being too focused with designing to becoming a UX expert? I know there's a fine line between those two. So we would just like to know also for the benefit of those watching, what were the necessary steps that you took in order to enhance your skills in UX?
Yeah. All right. Thanks for that question. Actually, it's accidental for me to be in the UX industry because that
Mm-hmm.
time I was a web designer, and then there
Mm-hmm.
was sorry, just a quick story. I
Go
was a web
ahead.
designer at that time, and then there was an internal, what do you call this, hiring
Mm-hmm.
that was offered. So I tried that. I've been there in that particular company. I've been there for like more than 2 years. But there was a time there's an internal hiring. So I tried to
Mm-hmm.
grab that opportunity because, of course, I wanted to learn something new. But unfortunately, it didn't work out for me. So what I did is I really tried to find a different path. So
Mm-hmm.
which is really a great thing because that path is for me to become a UX designer. So that time, I just really tried finding any jobs that has the word designer. So
Uh-huh.
it's very fortunate for me that I've been in this industry accidentally.
Uh-huh.
That time, I really don't have that much idea about UX design, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm very grateful that I do it in that new company that I work with. Most of them are developers. Most of them are senior UX designers. So I really learned a lot from them. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and in terms of steps on how to really be a better in UX design, I think it's really more on learning, self study, because that time I really don't have any idea on the processes, but I asked for guidance in um, to the people that I know who really knows UX design. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking for mentorship. I take online courses, um, and of course I practice. So
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the difference between graphics and UX, this is
Mm-hmm.
something that I really learned. That time I asked, that time that I started UX design, I've been asking, oh, what do I need to do? Just list it down, give it to me. But
Uh-huh.
later on, I learned that it's not the way to UX design. It's really more on it's up to you how you will learn about what the user needs. It's up to you to
Mm-hmm.
understand what their challenges are, and then for you to come up with potential solutions and test it out. Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you so much for that, Miss Minty. So, yeah, that was one of a journey for you, to becoming a UX rather expert. So, just a follow up question, Miss Mifi. So, I understand that coming from being a graphic designer, I know your focus before were really more on the graphic itself, like you said. So, for you as a UX expert now, how do you balance like the aesthetics to the functionality of perhaps a website or an app?
Well, for me, it's really important that we balance functionality and the aesthetic side of it. But
Uh-huh.
overall, I think the beautification is just an aspect of the overall experience, the overall experience of the users. Of course, it gives the aesthetic part. It gives us the first impression and the reputation of the brand. But in terms of functionality and the aesthetic side of it, we don't need to really balance it like a
Uh-huh.
total amount, right? But I think it's really more on having the right functionality and just integrating the aesthetics and
Mhm.
just for us to enhance the product.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you so much. So, Jen, do you have follow-up question
Yeah,
for Miss
yeah, because
Mifi?
she mentioned a while ago that she's been into a different industry. So, I was really quite like also curious, like how can a specific user experience design cater to a diverse needs of different designs across different demographics?
Mm-hmm.
For me, the short answer would be accessibility and inclusivity. So
Mm-hmm.
accessibility, it's when we don't restrict our users um, of all abilities to enjoy our products. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, inclusivity on the other hand, because we don't want also to alienate any other users, of different social identity. Now, it could be like depending on the race, the gender, the age. So regardless of these aspects,
Mm-hmm.
we consider them in our design. And it's very important because it widens our user base as well, since we don't restrict them and alienate them.
Yeah, okay. And can you please share also, so while you've been doing those, is there like any like a unique challenge or something unique that happened when you faced, UX designing, and how did you navigate it through it?
Okay. Maybe I can give one example when I was in a fintech company. So the challenge is that there were some arguments about an amount
Mm-hmm.
to be displayed in the landing screen of an app. So
Okay.
okay, so basically, what they want is to display the amount A. Let's just call it. I don't want to be very specific, but they wanted to play the amount A, but I'm very firm that it would cause confusion. Though
Mm-mm.
it's an assumption, but I know that it will cause confusion because I'm also a user of I'm also a customer of that particular product. But of course, as mentioned, it's purely an assumption. So there had been some discussions about
Mm-mm.
it. They're really pushing to display that particular amount in that landing screen, which I'm really not that comfortable. So what I did is that I conducted some user research. I did some interviews and usability testing for me to be able to get insights and to share it to the stakeholders. And of course, to share with them what insights I got from the research. Um, though I know that there's a on the positive side, their intention could be that the business just wants to help the users or the customers know how much amount they're going to pay, because it's a they need to pay an amount monthly, but that particular amount that they wanted to display, it will incur interests. So um, the result of the discussions and then the testings, the research, etc., etc., we met halfway. So what we did is we displayed both um, amount A and then amount B, which what I wanted to display. But of course, we added um, a note that will help or that will communicate with them what's going to be the catch, if if they will pay just the amount A. Yeah. I'm
Okay.
not sure it's very clear, but let me
Yeah.
know if
So
it's
technically, it's like a split test. If doing like the A, the picture A, and then the price B, and then checking if which among those specific have really chosen that specific letter. So I think that would be, so I think, guys, it's kind of applicable to like everyone, not just in graphic design, but to also like aspect also. But there's something in here that Mr. Jerome Baliana mentioned: form follows function and function follows form. So what's your thoughts on this one, Miss Miffy?
form follows function versus function follow. I'm not really sure about the context, but if you can elaborate, what does it mean?
Yeah, Mr. Jerome. So
Form
that Miss
meaning.
Miffy, yeah, Miss Beefer for this one. So now, so I know that part of Miss Beef, of course, if we want to, leverage our career, be still part of that specific career ladder in doing, graphic designing and also user experience, is for us to be still be, still know what about the trends with regards to the graphic designing. So, can you please tell us more about what are some innovative user experience design tools or technologies that are still trending or applicable in 2023?
Okay, sure. Well, I really couldn't say anything that's super updated, because I'm not sure if I'm really super updated with the most innovative UX design tools. But I would say that up until now, it's really Figma and Adobe XD. These are the tools
Mm.
that's leading in the market, as far as I know. And maybe I can also share some of the UX design tools that I used in the past, not just the actual tool for designing and prototyping, but it could also be in research and in collaboration, analytics, testings. So for collaboration, documentation, workshops, activities, I usually use FigJam uh, and Miro. So if you guys are familiar with it, it's like a Google Docs that's more visual. It's like a visual or online whiteboard. Um, for usability testings, I use Maze app. So basically, when we are doing when we're doing the design and then the prototype, we upload it there, and then we ask the users uh, to do certain tasks, and then we'd be able to measure how long they finished a particular task. No, it's really more on testing how usable
Mm-mm.
the product is. So that's what I use, Maze app. And for analytics, not really good at this, but this is what our data analysts use, which is also helpful for me whenever I needed some insights, numbers. I use Hotjar. So there's heat maps there. There's recordings. What else? Scrolling heat maps. Yeah, those kind of things. So these tools are very helpful for you if you will really push the UX design path. It's very helpful.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. Viewers, have you taken down notes? All those softwares and the tools and technologies that Miss Miffy is using, those might be very helpful for you guys. For those also that the graphic designers out there or aspiring to be a graphic designer and be part of the corporate ladder here in doing UI and UX. So please make sure that to check or jot down the technologies for that one. Okay, so in speaking with regards with like the technologies, the softwares, the tools, what are also like the most important skills with regards with UX designers, Miss Miffy?
Important skill. I think it's uh, more on the soft skills. I would say on the soft skills. I would say more on presentations. Because well, before I really don't. I'm not super good at. I'm not good at presenting. But when I entered the world of UX, there's really a lot of presentations involved. Like, you present to business stakeholders, you present to internal team, to your Scrum team, what else, to your uh, some departments. Yeah. So it's really important for you to learn how you present. um,
Mm-mm.
what else aside from that? It's also important for you to, of course, learn the technical tools, because it's also some of the basic things that you need to really learn. I
Yeah.
started with zero knowledge in user research. I started with the actual tool. And then from there, I learned that, oh, okay, this is just not about learning the tool, how I will do
Mm-mm.
the layout, how will I um, choose the font, those kind of things. It's really more on, okay, what do I need, what do I need to decide, how do I design, what are the challenges of the users,
Mm-mm.
etc., etc. So in terms of, yeah, just going back for the skills, I would say it's more on the technical skills for the tools, and then some soft skills, presentation skills, documentation skills, very important, communication skills, because there are times you would really need to communicate to the actual users. You talk to them, you interview them, and just for you not to get overwhelmed, it's not an overnight process. Of course, you learn it by practicing it, right? So yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, you've
Okay.
mentioned about you've mentioned about the research. I would really love to capture on that one, Miss Mifio. Okay, so I know that doing research is kind of like important with regards with your roles. I would love to for you to stress out like most of that one, like what's the importance of doing like a research, and for you if you were gonna be part of, or if you wanted to be a a user experience professional or an expert, what kind of research methods you would like an approach for that one?
Okay, so basically, we conduct research because we wanted to learn something from the user, right? So depending on where are you in the process of designing, you choose the right method. So, for example, if you're just in the discovery phase, then you can conduct interviews. You can observe. You can do field studies. You can do contextual inquiries. You ask um, people how they experience it. You let them walk you through their experience. To give you an example, for example, if you're working on a project that involves, let's say, for example, ATM machines, and you don't know their struggles, so one research method that you can conduct would be observation. So you can go to the actual place where the ATM machines are in place. So you can also ask questions. You look at them. Um, what's the trigger if they get angry while using the product? So yeah, those kind of things.
Right. So, Miss Nifi, thank you so much for that. For my, I'm just really more curious about, more than the skill because you were talking about skills a while ago with Jenny as well as its importance as a UX designer. Now, I am more curious about what are the like guiding principles as a UX designer that would that you can or that you consider rather as very crucial in order to put your users first.
Yeah. Um, I would say number one could be user centricity,
Mm-hmm.
because user centricity because overall the main purpose of UX really is to create products and services that solves a particular problem and
Right.
helps the people with their needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically user centricity, it's just basically means that we put the user's needs first, and we base our design decisions on what we've learned from the research.
Right.
Yeah, another one could be consistency. Consistency because um, it affects the overall experience of the
Mm-hmm.
user. It could be internal, it could be external. Internal, wherein if, for example, you're working on a product or you're working on a project, and um, there, for example, you have buttons. They're very used
Mm-hmm.
of using those buttons. They're familiar with the interactions of that button, and then suddenly it changes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it affects the reputation of the brand. It affects the impression of the user to your to the product that you're using.
Mm-hmm.
External, it could be like, for example, if they're using a different product and they're very used of it, um, or they're using a lot of products similar to what you're designing, and they're very used of it, and then suddenly they went into your product, they use it, and it's totally different. It really
Uh-huh.
affects the experience. So consistency for me, it's really really important, right?
Yeah, sorry, Miss Miffy, just to cut you off. I'm just really intrigued by, the second principle, consistency, because I was able to like somehow connect it to I mean, the term user friendly. Like, if you open a food delivery app, say Grab or Food Panda, I mean, users should be able to somehow familiarize with the buttons, like you said. So because when it's different, then users might not be interested in using the app anymore. So yeah, I really agree with you that consistency is very important and crucial in UX design. Okay, please go ahead, Miss Miffy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Aside from that, would it could be so first we have user centricity, consistency, and then third could be usability. So usability
Mm-hmm.
because I think it covers a lot. It covers a
Mm-hmm.
lot in terms of user experience. It covers the learnability of users when using the product.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how efficient or productive are they when using your product? How fast they can finish a certain task when using your product in comparison to
Mm-hmm.
other products that's in the market. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Memorability, um, how you uh, how you prevent your errors, the errors, or your users from having errors in
Mm-hmm.
the product, and of course the overall satisfaction. So it covers everything was is covered by usability. So yeah, for me, basically those three things: user centricity, consistency, and usability.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Miffy. Yeah, I really learned um a lot from you, Miss Miffy, regarding the guiding principles. I know there are still a lot of guiding principles out there, but yeah, I guess for you as a UX designer yourself, those three are what you consider to be most crucial and most important for other UX designer to also be considering when designing. Okay.
Yes, and we do have like a question here, Miss Beefy, coming from the great Aster, like Miss Miffy, do you draw also a wireframe before designing in Figma?
Yes. Yeah. To answer, yes, I do wireframing as well, especially if you are on the early phase of designing. And it's very important that if especially if the project is very tight, and you wanted to come up with a lot of ideas, it's very important to do wireframing first before you jump into the high fidelity, because doing the actual high fidelity with all the colors, the pixel perfect design, all the beautiful layout, all the beautiful images, in wireframing you focus on the functionality, you focus on um, the functionality and making sure that is you are aligned with, for example, if you're talking to some stakeholders, no, you show it first to them. So it's
Mm.
like an initial concept, an initial draft before you go um, to the time consuming part, which is the high fidelity. So to answer, yes, I do warframing.
Okay, thank you so much. So I hope the great Aster, Miss Miffy answered your question. Okay, so I know that we've talked about experiences and everything. So of course, as a designer, let's now talk about with regards with handling feedback, Miss Miffy. So I know being a designer, it's not really that it's always a yes or it's always approved. There are a lot that needs
Right.
revision, that there are a lot that needs to be, let's check on the other design, so on and so forth. So this kind of might be like a situation based for you, Miss Miffy, or to other all of our viewers who can also relate. That number one, how can you handle like negative, or not really like a negative, but it's not approved feedback with regards to your designs?
Mm.
Well, that's very common. To answer, that's very common in UX design. So it's not all the time that when you design something, it's good to go right away. So there's an in between processes. There's an in between uh, discussions between
Mhm.
different teams, and of course you still have to validate it. And for me, the best validation would really come from the actual users.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Mm-mm.
yeah. I just recalled, Jen, like, when you're creating an app in the context of app, I whenever I check the app store, perhaps, there are, some comments there. So do you also consider that one to be a feedback, Miss Miffy?
Yes, actually, that was when I was in the fintech industry.
Ah.
Aside from doing the interviews, usability
Mm.
testing, I also check on the actual reviews
Comment.
in App Store.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Sorry, in Google Play. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
okay. And speaking of that specific feedback, so if you could share, Miss Miffy, like if there is like a specific project that you did in which the user feedback significantly changed or reshaped the whole user experience design. So if
Mm.
yes, like what methods did you use to gather and to interpret the specific feedback, and then what's the result or output?
Um. Okay. I think I can share. Still in the fintech.
Go
fintech.
ahead.
I really had a lot of experiences in that company,
Mm.
especially in terms of user research. So, okay, that time I was asked to work on a particular project. Um, so what they wanted, okay, so basically the problem is that there's a very high volume of calls, um, because people are calling to do a particular service, right?
Mm-mm.
So okay, in terms of the methods that I use, of course, I ask first. I do a stakeholder interview. I ask them, what's the reasoning behind, like why do we need this particular feature? Because that's what they want for us to work on a particular feature. So of course, you will be wondering, what's the reason why, right?
Mhm.
So because that's something that we will that will be our basis in designing. That's going to be our foundation, the reasoning behind
Mhm.
why are we going to do this and to do that, right? So
Yeah.
there's a couple of methods that I use for me to understand the actual challenge. So so aside from doing stakeholder interview, I ask for some numbers in our analytics team. Um, I listened to conversations between the actual users and the customers and the
Mhm.
customer service agent.
Mhm.
And then I list down, I take notes, I sit down with them. Um, I also talk to the actual customer service agents, see
Mhm.
and ask for their ask for their most or their experiences
Mhm.
about that particular service that the user wants them to do. Okay, so with that, so I worked on the actual design, and I conducted usability testing, and then as a result, what happened is, of course, it the calls was lessened,
Mhm.
and I remember that there was one time I went to a particular store that has our kiosk, and then there's the sales agent. Um, I talked to that sales agent, and then without even asking about that particular feature, he told me that it's really helpful for them. So for me, it's really an achievement because they're the ones talking to the actual customers, and they know how they've experienced it. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that one, Miss Beefy. So yeah, so again, guys, for those who, the viewers who are currently also, having that specific para experience or a rough patch also with regards with those feedbacks, so it's kind of really like normal, guys. So it's part of you like holding or more molding you into a much more like much more expert with regards with graphic or with regards with the graphic designing. And I know right now it's one also of the most favorite topic, like when we say like an AI, like across all different professions. So specifically, let's talk about AI and machine learning here with user designing, Miss Miffy. So for you, like as a professional who's been in the industry for how many years and has been teaching also the basic UI or UX to your students, like how do you foresee the role of AI and machine learning in shaping the future of UX or user interface design or user experiences designing?
Yeah. Well, for me, AI and machine learning really has a big impact in UX because it gives the product more personalization. For example, if for example you're work or using an e-commerce product,
Mm-mm.
if without AI, without machine learning, they're not going to give you recommendations of what you like, right? Unlike if you're going to an application or an e-commerce site, Shopee, Lazada, whatever, you go there and upfront they already know what you need, what you want, based on the past behaviors, right? Or on your behavior, how you use the app or a website. So just to quickly share as well, I remembered there was one time that I designed a mobile application that integrates machine learning. Um, that's an eye opener for me because before I really don't have any idea about machine learning. But the time I worked on a mobile application. It's a food recommendation app. So um, for me, if I will be the user, I think that it's gonna be helpful for me because it's really hard for me to pick where to eat,
Mhm.
especially with if I'm with my friends. Yeah. So
Mhm.
basically, yeah, just to sum it up, it's really more on giving you personalization, right? For AI and machine learning, it's give you more personalization and more engagement as well.
More engagement. Okay. Yeah, so I really do agree on that one. So basically right now it's I think that's the most topic, like not just in graphic designing, but it really affects also and has, pros and cons with also with the other industries out there. And we do have a question in here from Mualim. Like how long should it take to learn graphic designing, Miss Miffy? So I think this specific person or Mr. Mualim, we want to follow your footsteps with regards with graphic designing and user experience.
Yeah. So before I answer that question, I just really wanted to highlight that graphic design is different from UX design. So graphic design, it's more on the graphics, the actual look, the layout. But UX design, you consider those users who will be using your product.
Mm-mm.
So to answer, I've been in the graphic design field around 10 years ago. So
Mm,
um, for me, I think it's just really more on because that's already my I graduated as multimedia arts and sciences. In multimedia arts and sciences, so I already have that background. But if you will start from zero, I think what you can do is really to either watch videos for you to learn, try to practice. It of course it will, in terms of the duration, it will be depending on you how much time, how much effort you put, right, for you to learn.
mm,
Aside from that, you can take online courses as well.
right.
So I think there's really a lot. So
Yeah.
Yes. And
Sorry,
also
Jen.
it's really like a passion, right? Lou
Mm,
and Miffy, with regards to
yeah.
the graphic designing. If you're really like a creative person, if it's really your passion to make things, better. So yeah, it can really be like a calling for you. So we really do hope that this talk, Mr. Mualim, have really opened your eye or your curiosity with regards with you being like a user experience designer. So make
Mm,
sure just to visit the Code Go. Am I right, Miss Miffy, to check the boot camp's schedule? So you might be the next person who will gonna be doing a talk also and to share your how you've really started your graphic design journey. And then may I know also Miss Miffy. So I think we are really nearing our time right now. So for the benefits of everyone, like for example, for those who would really love to avail now your boot camp. So what can
mm,
they, expect with your boot camp? Like what are some hands-on user experience design projects that they can do? And then what are like the modules or what are the takeaway learnings that they will be getting when if ever they will gonna be, wanting to be part of your boot camp?
yeah. So if you will be part of the boot camp, some of the hands-on activity will include some workshops that which includes design thinking,
Mm,
research, which would include interviews, surveys, usability tests. The actual designing, we will practice the tool that we are using, which is Figma.
mm.
Of course, prototyping, and then we'll do the testing as well. um, there's really a lot of hands-on activity, to be honest. There are times we do the lecture in the first hour and then we do some activities in the next hour. There are times I also ask the students to answer some short exams. So
oh,
yeah, it's really there's really some or it's a mixed approach,
It's a
basically.
mixed approach. It depends on the students. It depends also on their learnings. And
mm,
then,
It
okay.
depends on, mostly depends on the topic, because there are
Oh,
times something just pops up and then maybe it would be a good idea to do this kind of activity so that they will learn more about it.
more
They'll
about it.
experience the actual. For example, recently we've conducted a mini activity for design thinking. So it's just an a mini activity for design thinking. So I asked them to interview their partner. I asked them to do the groupings, and then they interview their
Mm.
partner, and then until they have a very rough sketch of the design in the end.
Mm.
Oh, okay. So guys, if you are one of of our viewers right now who is really interested and kind of curious to be part of the boot camp here in CodeGo, don't forget to visit www.codego.ph, or you can visit their other platforms. It's CodeGo. It's KODEGO. It's CodeGo. Okay, so don't forget to visit their platforms and their social media pages. So again, I think those are just our questions to you, Miss Miffy. We are 1 hour is just so, it's just so fast to pass by. So I know that our questions right here are kind of technical, but I think most of our viewers really enjoy they we do have like a series of throwing of questions in here. So thank you so much, Miss Miffy, for
Thank you so
sharing
much,
your
Miss Nikki.
expertise. Yes, for sharing your
Yes,
expertise, your knowledge, your tips, and being such an inspiration. I know that majority of our people right now, because we really do have like a vast target markets or markets here with Tache Careers live stream. So I know there might be majority of the people right here would really be like an interested or just a little bit curious about what is really like a graphic designing, UI or UX designing, and take an inspiration coming from you, that you have started from being a graphic designer and now you are really been doing pretty well with your career, and they wanted you know to learn more about you by joining your bootcamp. So thank you so much, Miss Miffy. Anything else that you want to share with our viewers?
Um, I think it's really more on just highlighting that if you really want to learn something, it's either you practice, you really put effort on it. Because myself, that time when I don't have experience, I attend conferences, I take online courses, I get mentors who could help me. So if you really love something, just find ways for you to learn. Yeah, that's it. And thank you guys for having me here.
Yay,
And
thank you
really
so
enjoyed.
much, Miss Meef. And of course, this is not just the last topic that we have in partnership with Code Go Rise. Guys, we still do have a next week, so see you on July 3. It's Monday. We will going to be having like another topic coming from Code Go, but this time, last week we talked about web development. Today we talk about the user experience. For next week, it will be like a combination of the two. So it we were going to be talking about, and the importance of user experience design in product. No, I think the title would be like a combination between the web development and also user experience. Okay, so we do have that one, Miss Iya, coming from our one also of the rock stars here in CodeGo. We're also going to be talking that one, so she is our next speaker. So please make sure to check our social media pages, and please also to make sure to check our website, and so that you can be updated with our latest news and everything. Okay, so thank you so much, Miss Miffy,
thank
for
you so much, Miss Nifi. We really learned a lot
yes.
from you.
Thank you
Although
so
it's
much.
very technical, but very intriguing.
Yes, it's not just
Thank you.
it's really applicable for those
Yeah.
people who are really technical with their job, so they can really
Hmm.
relate to this topic. And then for those also who are aspiring, Miss Miffy dropped a lot of tips, tools, softwares, and how to handle or how to begin, like sort of an inspiration, how to do how to have this specific career path in graphic designing and user experience designing. Thank you so much, Miss Miffy. Have a nice day.
Thank you so
And
much,
guys,
Miss.
yeah, so this really doesn't end with regards with here with Tache. So guys, I would like
Yes.
to remind everyone to join our upcoming June
Job.
30 job fair.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me just screen share, Jen. Yan.
Yes. Okay. So don't forget to join us this Friday, guys. So it's just 4 days away. Join our Touches June 2023 virtual job fair. This will be this Friday, June 30th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's via Zoom. You can check our official Facebook page to have a link with regards with the event for this one, and also don't forget to pre-register. The link is already on the comment section. It's just one click away, guys. Please
Yeah.
don't forget to fill out, and first 50 registrants will, there's prizes away. So please don't forget to register, tag your friends, tag your colleagues, tag your friends, tag your family
Family
members,
members.
and yes, for us to, be joined or to join the growing rockstar community here with Tache. Okay? So again, thank you so much, guys. Again, I'm Jan.
And I am Lou.
Yes, and we are from the Gen Z Careers. Have a nice day. Have a good and productive weekdays ahead, and see you next week, July 3, for another interesting topic. Bye bye.
Goodbye.